Hello. Hello, Facebook. And hello, Instagram, and hello, Facebook. It is, of course, Murphy's Law that as soon as I start this video, they of course have to start hammering at the construction site next door, because that's just what has to be done, right? Okay. How is everyone? Welcome to Wealth Alchemy episode 5. I took the day off yesterday because it was Nyepi here in Bali, which is the Balinese silent day. And okay, we already shared this. Am I live on Facebook? What's even happening here? So it was the Balinese silent day yesterday, and that was amazing. I actually read an entire novel yesterday. I haven't done that in I don't even know how long. It was crazy and amazing, and I loved it. So got to spend the day silent, and it was eerily, peacefully, beautifully quiet on the island, which was lovely. Okay, I just need to make sure that everything is, hey. Hi everyone on Instagram, say hi to me and tell me where you are watching from. So we have episode 5 of, hello Catherine Rollins. We have episode 5 of Wealth Alchemy today. We are going to be talking about how you do anything is how you do everything. Thank you. I like my lipstick too. The lipstick is Fenty by Rihanna. I'm obsessed with it. I'm gonna need to get like 40 more tubes of it, so just in case she ever stops making it, I have it forever and ever and ever. Yes, it is International Women's Day today, isn't it? Happy International Women's Day to everyone. So on Instagram, tell me your first name and where you're watching from, especially if this is your first time, so I can say hi to you. So we have been, oh, hello, Leah Steele, the other me. I love women too. Women are amazing. Let's share this live stream to my business page so that we can then begin to talk about Wealth Alchemy. For those of you that are new and just tuning in, there is a jackhammer going in the background. They decided to start that immediately after I got everything set up to go live, so we're not appreciative of that. I feel that everyone should send all the juju to the men, the workers, that they decide to do something other than jackhammer right now. Internet's being a bit fickly, and I don't like it. Is fickly a word? The internet's being fickly. Yes, this is the Fenty lipstick. We just talked about that. This is the Fenty lipstick. Gentle measuring. Please do gentle measuring for the duration of this live stream. Autumn from Colorado and Denver. Amazing. Hi, Autumn. The XOXO goddess from Cali, California. Well, fickly is now a word. We have now made it a word. So the internet is being fickly. That's how you use it in a sentence, for those of you that were wondering. Okay. So we missed an episode of Wealth Alchemy yesterday. We didn't miss one. We're just doing episode 5 today. I did not do an episode. That's how I should say it, actually. I did not do an episode of Wealth Alchemy yesterday because it was silent day, and I was trying really hard to be silent, which is really difficult for me. Oh yeah, listen, also, I root cleared Mercury retrograde yesterday, and so I am no longer having Mercury retrograde wreck my A because I root cleared my Mercury retrograde. I was actually messaging with Miss Catherine Rollins, and I decided that I have no more time in my life for Mercury retrograde shenanigans, and I cannot be bothered with it any longer. And so I have officially root cleared Mercury retrograde, and I will not be dealing with it forevermore. Now, I will tell you this. I have a class called Make Mercury, that's what it's called. We don't do Mercury retrograde anymore. The only way that we do Mercury retrograde is by making it magical. And I actually have a class called, whoa, and I cannot be bothered with it any longer, and it was so important we had to repeat it twice. I just made the video play on Facebook. I cannot be bothered with, oh look, I just got the Spiral Practitioner Training Manual delivered by Miss Catherine Rollins to my inbox. I'm so excited about it. I have a class called Make Your Mercury Retrograde Magical. It's a rad, awesome, amazing class, and I have decided to re-release it, and I'm going to be doing a live group Mercury retrograde clearing session in the class. So that's happening. I highly suggest everybody buys my Make Your Mercury Retrograde Magical class. If you too no longer want to deal with the shenanigans of Mercury retrograde, then I would suggest purchasing this class. I'm going to actually give you the option of doing so now. I'm going to drop the link for the class. The class is already pre-recorded. It's ready to watch right now. You can actually go watch the class right this second. Hi, Beth. And so listen, you can go watch the class, and then sometime over the next week, I'm going to be popping in and doing a brand new, you're hearing it here first. I was literally going to be posting about this later. But there is the link to the class. It is $44 US. You can click now, join the class, make Mercury retrograde magical, and then I will help you clear all the Mercury retrograde shenanigans. So that's happening. For those of you not in the know, Mercury went stationed retrograde on March 3rd. You should be like me and no longer have time for Mercury retrograde shenanigans. And that's just it. That's what it's going to be. Okay, so that was not the topic of this Wealth Alchemy episode. However, I do feel it's quite important. I feel like we need to get everybody on board with not dealing with Mercury retrograde shenanigans. If everybody would just be committed to not allowing Mercury retrograde to wreck your A, and be committed to not dealing with Mercury retrograde shenanigans, oh, what a better world what a better place the world would be. Mostly because we wouldn't be having all kinds of crazy technological issues for 3 weeks, multiple times a year. Okay, that's it. I'm done speaking of Mercury retrograde. If you are on Instagram and you want to do the Make Your Mercury Retrograde magical class, go to www.theleahsteele.com, go to offerings, scroll down to Make Mercury Retrograde magical class, and purchase that shit. Okay, look, it's the beginning of the live stream and I've already sold something. I'm definitely back in action. Thank you, Beth, for saying I look pretty. I'm feeling very rested after a day of downtime yesterday. It was beautiful. I was talking earlier on the live stream about how I read an entire novel. I read for 8 hours yesterday. It was rad. My website for the Instagram people is also in my bio, so you can click the link in my bio, go to the class, purchase the class, make your Mercury retrograde magical. Okay, so those of you that are watching that have questions or start getting your questions ready, we are going to be answering any kind of questions that you have around money, wealth, and receiving. Yeah, anything on those topics if you have questions to ask. Did I write down the questions? I think I got on this live stream unprepared because I had a couple of questions that were asked that I wanted to answer. And then I'm like, oh, did I actually write them down? Because they were on my phone. Or did I just hop on and, yep, I didn't. I came on unprepared. I did not write down the questions. So I'll see if I can find them in my inbox. But get your questions ready if you have questions. Hey, Maria. So, how you do anything is how you do everything. This is a super important topic. I think really in like all, yes, Lakshmi is here, present and accounted for. Where is she? She's hiding. She's over here today. The house staff moved her around. She's also got some spider webs happening. Here she is. Here is Lakshmi. She's always here, overseeing the Wealth Alchemy episodes. There she is. Now she can just be sitting right by my head. And then all will be right with the world. So how you do anything is how you do everything. I truly believe in this concept in every single area of your life. The thing I find really interesting though, it's like how you do anything in your life, anything affects your finances, affects your money, affects your financial flow, affects your ability to manifest, affects your ability to create and call in wealth and abundance. So, oh, my eye is itching now. Fitness, I want to talk about fitness. I want to talk about physical health and fitness in relation to money. And that's the example that we're going to use. Now, having said that, just recognize that obviously I've just said that it's literally all of this. It's anything, right? How you clean up after yourself, how you interact with your significant other, how you parent your children, how you take care of your physical body, which we're going to talk about today, how you interact with your friends and your friendships. How you do anything is how you do everything, and everything affects everything. So a private client of mine and I were discussing some physical body stuff, and they were saying, yeah, I'm finally ready to like take a look at this. I'm finally ready to get on the get on the physical body train of like taking care of myself the way that I know I should be taking care of myself. And she's been struggling with finances as of late. And so, it's just an interesting thing because I'm like, I love all my private clients are hopping on. As I say private clients, they all begin to appear like magic. It's magic. So how the physical health, physical body stuff and money stuff are so closely related. And I see this because every time I really start to neglect my body, my money starts to dip off. Every time I really start not paying attention to what I'm putting in my body, how I'm moving my body, or if I start disregarding my intuition around my body, or if I start disregarding the hits that I'm getting about what my body wants to eat or what my body wants to put in it, I see almost an immediate dip in my finances. Part of this, I think, is that I really am aware of this concept, how I do anything is how I do everything. And because of my hyper awareness about that, then it's actually even more noticeable for me. Whereas I think with other people, it may take a little bit of time for it to catch up, but it eventually will. So, and Maria's on her way to CrossFit, which is amazing. I'm going to F45 after this live stream. And I just said it aloud as a commitment on this live stream so that I will actually take my ass over there after I end this live stream because I have a ton of work to do. But I'm doing it. I'm going to F45 and that's it. I have said it. Hold me accountable. And now they're going to begin the sawing, of course. So why are the physical body and money so closely connected? I actually don't have the answer to that, but I do know that when I am caring for my body and it's just like putting myself first. Am I going to work out with my lipstick? Of course I am. it's putting my, when I am putting myself first. For example, yesterday during Yippee, I'm resting the whole day. I'm not working. I'm not going to lie. Actually, I did a little bit of work in the morning, but it was really only like an hour of work. But then I took the rest of the day off and I rested. And as per usual, the universe literally delivers me a truck ton of money, which is what the universe does when I actually care for myself and take time to rest and rejuvenate my body. It wasn't really a truck ton, but it was a couple $1,000, which was amazing, right? To not do anything during the day and to make a couple $1,000 is awesome. And I don't know if I've mentioned this before on these Wealth Alchemy episodes, but my largest days in business, my biggest days in business, except for one, every major, huge financial day I've had in business have been on days off. So the universe, there's my nose itching, so that's definitely true and confirmed. So the universe completely supports me to take care of my physical body and of myself first. Rest and rejuvenation for me always equals money. So this is also something that like I've put into play in, is the jackhammering like so loud? Can you guys hear it? Is it distracting? I can maybe shut the doors if it is. So this is actually something that like I've taken one step further and put into my actual rules for what happens in my life. And so for me, it's like every time I put myself first, I get money. Every time. Beth always says it's loud, so I don't trust Beth as the judgment. Beth's like, yeah, it's loud. Nicole's like, no, it's good. Beth always thinks it's loud. She's always like, it's sawing my head in half. It's hammering my head in half. So, Beth, I love you, and I'm not taking your opinion on the noise level because you're super sensitive to noise. We've already established this. And literally I write this out. This is something that I write out. I have like, what are my rules? What are my current rules for life, right? And this is one of the things that I write out. Every time I take care of myself, every time I really sink into rest and rejuvenation, I'm supported financially by the universe. And that's another thing, right? Like, am I half-assing taking care of myself, or am I actually fully doing it? Because if I'm half-assing it, then the financial support is going to be half-assed. But if I am fully stepping into rest and rejuvenation, then that's what the universe is going to meet me with. So, physical body. When we actually care for the vehicle, right, the meat vehicle, the vessel that holds the soul, right, in this body, when we actually take care of that, we are sending a signal to the universe that we will care for everything in our life. When we put ourselves first, how we do anything is how we do everything. When we care for ourselves, then we're going to care for the other things around us. When we're a good custodian of our physical form and our physical body, when we're a good custodian of our meat vehicle, we will be a good custodian of money. And so as a result, the universe is going to give us more, right? There's Josiah. I'm just look at a couple of comments. And so I think it's like we can get really caught up in like, I just have to do these actions to make money, and I need to show up and work hard and nose down, ass up, take care of the shit I need to take care of. That's how I make money. And in truth, it's not how we make money, right? Caring for all the areas of ourselves, being a balanced person, creates that, what we're talking about, right? Being a good custodian. Sorry, I got distracted by Yana's comment. I was like, wait, and then it was like what I was saying. That's why I shouldn't look at the comments until I'm like, okay, now I'm gonna take a break and look at the comments. So when we create space for, mean, pure and simple, when we create the space, when we allow the universe to do its job, one of our biggest problems is we're always getting in the way. Like, we're doing our part and then we're always trying to do the universe's part too, right? So like, we decide what we want. We, you know, we put it out there to the universe. We're like, this is what we want. This is what we request. We do all of our part, and then we won't surrender it. We won't detach from the desired outcome. We're just like, you know, white knuckling the obsession and the desire and the longing and the really trying to, you know, obsessively, over analytically think about. I was writing, this is what my blog's about today. I've only written about half of it and I'll post the rest later tonight, but we will obsessively over analyze the how. Like how it's, you know, even if we fully decided, it's like, okay, well, how is it going to come to be? What are all the ways? What are all the infinite ways that this thing that I've requested can come to be? And it's the same with money. So if we're setting financial goals for the month, it's like, instead of just setting the goal and saying, yep, here's what it is, this is what I desire, putting that out to the universe, and then allowing the universe to deliver it how it sees fit, we're like obsessing about, yep, I want, that's how much money I want, yep, that's how much money I'm calling in, these are all the infinite possible ways that I can call in this money, instead of just saying, here's the amount of money I desire to make this month, that's it, I've decided, that's what's coming in. And then moving out into a place of, okay, so now what's the next soul-aligned action for me to take? What is the thing that I do deeply desire to be doing in my business or in my life right now? That may be work-related, that may be money-related, it may not. It may be going to the gym. It may be going and having a healthy, amazing, nutritious meal for your body. It may be going and spending time with your kids. It may be going and spending time with your significant other. It may just be simply going on a walk, clearing your head. It may be meditating. But it's like, you are not required to do in order to receive. You are not required to actually do something in order to receive what it is that you desire from the universe. What you do need to do is do what's soul aligned next, right? Do the next right soul aligned action. And that's what the universe responds to. Yeah, surrender is really rough. That's actually, my blog post today is about deciding and detachment. So I'll be posting that later and you guys can read it. Okay, so I'm gonna go and answer, Yana had a really good question, so I'm gonna go find that question and answer it. What do I mean by being a good custodian of money? So we talked about this, I think, on episode 3 or 4, but I will touch back on it again. And she says, and why is it so important to the universe? So what do I mean by being a good custodian of money, and why is it so important to the universe? So what I mean by this is that we show that we are a good custodian. So that we are going to make good decisions, that we are going to be, that we are going to care for the abundance and the prosperity that is given to us. And so for me, what it means is, and it means something different for everyone, right? Like, you being a good custodian of your money is probably going to look slightly different than me being a good custodian of my money. But it does mean having a respect for it. It does mean following along with the universal laws. I think tomorrow we're going to talk about, I don't know, maybe we'll get into it on this live stream. I really want to talk about the universal law of giving. And so we may end up doing it on this live stream, or I may end up doing it tomorrow. But so for me, being a good custodian of my money looks something like this. I track my money. I know where my money is. I know how much money is coming in. I know how much money is going out. I know what bills and commitments I have that need to be fulfilled, and I fulfill those in a timely manner whenever possible. I spend a lot of time journaling about being a good custodian of money, around being able to make my payments on time, around being able to pay my contractors on time. Like, I put a focus on my money. I put a focus on knowing where my money is. I put a focus on knowing how it's going out. Being a good custodian of money means that I also circulate my money freely out into the world. I'm not like gripping it tightly and hoarding it and, you know, stressing or obsessing over how much do I have and not creating that flow, right? being a good custodian of my money is actually how I care for my physical bills that I have. We were talking about this on a different episode of Wealth Alchemy, where it's like I keep my bills all like facing the same way and in alignment in my wallet. That just feels really good to me. What else? What are other ways that I'm a good, well, so, and also to me, a really big part of me being a good custodian of my money is gifting 10% of my money to charity or to a cause that I deem worthy or important to me, right? So I'm giving back. And I'm going to come back to that in a minute, because one of the questions that I was asked was around gifting, and we may actually move into the universal law of gifting on this live stream. So why is that important to the universe? Well, the reason it's important to the universe is the more that I am a good custodian of my money, the more the universe is willing to give me. So the more I'm being a good charge, I guess, of the, not in charge, but the more that I am, what's a really good word to use? I use custodian because I like kind of know what that means, but, and I don't want to say like being responsible with my money, because that just sounds like constrictive, and I don't like constrictive words. But it is in a sense being responsible with my money, right? The more responsible I am, we'll just use that word because it's universal. The more responsible I am, the more the universe is going to trust me with larger amounts of money and larger amounts of money and larger amounts of money. So budgeting is another thing. We talked about budgeting on the last Wealth Alchemy episode. And I talked about how Sean and I do our percentages around our money. That to me is being a good custodian of money. When I demonstrate to the universe that I make commitments to myself regarding my finances, and then I follow those commitments, then the universe is like, okay, well, here's more. Well, here's more. If you're going to be responsible with it, if you're going to keep your commitments to yourself, which I think is probably the most important thing, right? Am I keeping the commitments around money that I've made to myself? That's probably the most important way that you can be a good custodian of money. So that is the answer to that. Thank you. Okay, so someone asked me, and I'm actually waiting for a response from her, so I'll answer part of the question and then we'll wait till we get the response from her, because I needed to clarify some things. But she said, what if I don't want to give to charity? There is a principle, the universal law of giving. Holy Hades, come on. Like, I don't even know what they're doing over there. It's like, and they haven't jackhammered all day. Like, they were not doing any form of jackhammering until I actually decided I wanted to come get on the live stream. And then of course they had to get out all the jackhammers and do all the jackhammering all at once. So, universal law of giving. So a lot of you, if you have been religious at any point in your life, know this is tithing, right? So there is something to this. There is something to giving a percentage of your money to a cause that you deem worthy, or something that you're, they're like, let's jackhammer. She's talking about money. Let's build something. Let's create something. So if you are as human beings, there is an innate desire in us to do good. There is an innate desire in us to give back. There is an innate desire in us to help and support tribe and community. And for some of you, it may be like tribe and community, and who you desire to help may not be humans, right? It might be animals. It might be, some form of sea life. It may be cleaning up the oceans, whatever it is that is the cause that you feel really called to. Supporting those causes with time, energy, money is the universal law of giving. It is that giving back to the collective as a whole. And I am not sure why this works, but it just does. So when you give a percentage of your money, it comes back. And this is one of the areas where I don't say when it comes back whatever. We give 10% and that's it. And sometimes we give more than that, but it's like our general rule of thumb is that we give 10% of our income to causes and things that we care about, that we feel are important to support. And when we started doing this is when we saw the biggest financial turnaround in our lives, is when we got actually really serious about this universal law of giving. So you don't have to donate to an actual charity, right? And you don't actually even have to donate financial resources, though we do. I donate my time and I also donate my financial resources. So I donate all three: time, energy, money. But if you don't want to donate your money, you can donate your time. You can donate your energy. You can donate other resources, and it works just as well when it comes to, calling prosperity and abundance into your life. But for me, I've never seen it work as well as the actual financial giving. So the more I invest in giving, the more the universe gives me, the more I give. And it is this idea of like the universe being a perfect mirror, right? Because if I say to the universe, I need, then the universe says to me, I need, right? But if I say to the universe, I give, then the universe gives, right? And that goes along with everything, like everything in your life, right? Whatever it is that you desire, if you show up in that way, the universe will mirror it back to you. And it usually will mirror it back to you so much greater than what you're mirroring out. So if you say, I need money, the universe says, I need money, right? So that's why a lot of you are like, why is it when I get in a financial crunch or like things become really tight and it's like one thing after another, after another, after another? Well, it's because you enter into this energetic vibrational frequency of I need money. And then the universe is like, well, I need money. Now you have this bill. Now you have that bill. Now you have that bill. There you go. Like the universe is like, no, I need. If you're like, I need, right? So one of the things that we can do in those types of situations, if that is something that you happen to have going on right now in your life, is to, if you're finding yourself in a place where you like really need money, when you're having to pay whatever it is that you're paying, pay it from a place of gratitude. Pay it from a place of, I'm so grateful to be able to pay this bill. I'm so grateful for whatever the thing is that I received in relation to paying this bill. And then try to go out and give in some way, even if it's just of your time. Or literally when when I have been in dire financial situations, it's like, well, yep, I need $1,000. I'm gonna go give someone 100. Like, it just works. It is a universal law. It is a universal principle, and it works. I'm not telling you to go give away your money all the way, by the way, but if that feels good to you, it is something that works, right? Being generous of self allows the universe to show up and be generous to you. But yeah, so you don't have to give money. And then, I think everybody has causes that they feel are important and things that they desire to support. You've just got to figure out what it really is that floats your boat, right? We have several things that we give to that are important to us. And right now we mostly give within Bali, like just to Balinese people, because that's where we are right now. And that's what feels good to us. And then we also donate, time and energy to Josiah's school and things like that. So, if you're having a hard time figuring out what the thing is that you actually want to support, my really good friend Jason Cisneros gave me some advice one time, and it was such good advice. He was like, what's the thing that repulses you so much when you hear about it that you just want to not hear it, or you want to turn around and not know anything about it? It's like, it's so bad that you don't want to know anything about it. That's the place where you need to give your support. The thing that horrifies you so much that you don't want to talk about it, or you want to turn away from it, or you want to pretend like it doesn't exist, that's where you need to focus your time, energy, money. So hopefully that's a little tip that can help you if you're trying to figure out where you want to donate your resources, where you want to donate your time, energy, money. Okay, Any other questions? Who has questions? I would love to answer some questions. Yeah, homelessness is a great cause if that's something that you know, where you feel directed. One of the things I will encourage you to do is make sure you research any charity that you're deciding to donate to. Look at what they're I used to run a nonprofit, so I just say this from used to be a director of a nonprofit and run a nonprofit. Make sure that the organization that you're donating to, that all of the money that you're giving isn't going to administrative costs. Look at what the percentages are between how much money the actual people that you're desiring to help, people, how much the place, people, animals, things that you're actually donating towards, how much of your donation they actually get. Obviously, in a perfect world, they get 100% of the donation, but there are administrative costs associated and stuff like that. But you don't want to give to charities where 90% of the money is going to do administrative costs and 10% is actually going to the cause. So just be cautious of that. Anyone have any questions that they want to ask? Anyone have any Q&A that they would like answered? We know we've been doing some throughout this episode. Yes, you can give it right to the homeless people on the street, and then you just have to decide, do you feel that that's the best choice or the best use of your resources? You may think it is, or you may decide that you want to go give it in a way that it's more structured in how it's handed out or how it's passed out. I mean, that's totally like something you've got to figure out. How did we choose Bali? Bali actually chose us. We knew that we wanted to move somewhere where my husband could surf every day, and I wanted to be near a beach, and we wanted to be in the tropics, and we were looking at several different places. Bali was not one of them. And literally Bali just kept getting brought up to both me and my husband separately by people that didn't even know each other. And then we finally looked into it and then started dreaming about Bali, and Bali basically called us to it, and here we are 8 months later. Okay, any other questions? We love Bali, it's amazing. All right, well, I don't know if you have heard, but Mastering Your Spiritual Money Game has officially been launched to the world. My 4-week course that I am doing, where we're going to be talking about all of this stuff, and we're going to be talking about the practical application of this, and we're going to talk all about these universal laws and these universal principles. We're also going to be talking a lot about the programming that has been done to us since we were children around money, wealth, and receiving. The programming that was done that keeps us small, that keeps us from realizing our full potential. We're going to be doing some clearing around that, and we're definitely going to be doing some deprogramming. I'm really excited about this course. 4 weeks, 2 group calls, heaps of content, and I want to talk to you guys a little bit about, I'm going to tell you a little bit more of what we're actually going to be covering. Just going to pull up my little cheat sheet so I can tell you all about it. Mastering Your Spiritual Money Game. If you are an all-class pass holder, by the way, this is part of your all-class pass. So you have this. There's nothing else you need to do. You will just be added into the group. We're starting on April 4th. So we'll be talking about money as an energetic frequency and how we match our frequency to that of money. We'll be talking about the deconstructing of the money, wealth, receiving, worthiness, deserving, and abundance programming. We will be identifying and clearing your current money identity. We will be doing meditations. We will be doing mantras. We will be getting clear on your why for rapid manifestation. We'll be understanding manifestation, or how to keep from manifesting shit you don't want, because that's a really important principle that a lot of people don't cover. How to be specific so you're not manifesting the stuff that you don't desire. Mastering the multiple manifestation tools, surrendering, which we talked a little bit about earlier here. We will be doing some EFT tapping for receiving. We will have a group intention circle, which is one of the most powerful ways I know to manifest monthly wealth goals. So we will be doing that in this course. We'll be talking about the self-worth and negative self-talk correlation when it comes to manifesting money. We will be doing some ritual. We will be talking about feminine versus masculine receiving, the universal law of giving, which we just touched on. We'll be going into that more in depth. We'll talk about the importance of money tracking, and I will give you my money tracking resources. We will also talk about the art of holding on loosely, which is part of the detachment principle. So this is basically like all my resources on how I play my actual spiritual money game. How I got to this place that I am is what I'm going to be covering in this 4-week class. And it's going to be amazing. Yes, it is a lot, but this is what I'm super, super passionate about. And it just flows. Like this stuff, when I get talking about this, it flows. I cannot imagine that this course is, the content hours in this course are going to be less than a couple of hours each, but I'm really, really excited. I have known that I wanted to launch this course for a while. It really hit my radar in January, and then we were looking for a time to plan it, and so now we've planned it. So the really exciting thing is that this course is officially launched. It officially launched 2 days ago, and here is the thing, that the download I got in the middle of the night that I'm so excited about. You may have heard about my program Ouroboros, my quantum wealth repatterning program. This is one-on-one work, Ouroboros, group and one-on-one, but one-on-one clearing work with me, and it is going to actually be the intensive side of the deprogramming. It's going to be the actual deprogramming of the stuff around money, wealth, receiving, deserving, abundance, and prosperity. It is going to be actual clearing around all of this stuff, including maternal and paternal ancestral line clearing, including current life clearing, including parallel life clearing, including current timeline clearing. So a really, really intensive 12-week program, my Ouroboros program. You may have seen me posting about it online. Got a download in the middle of the night a few nights ago that I was to give away one of these programs. And so how that's actually going to happen is one person that purchases Mastering Your Spiritual Money Game between now and Sunday is going to be entered into an opportunity drawing to actually win the full Ouroboros program. So not only will they get the Mastering Your Spiritual Money Game, but they will also get the Ouroboros program, which is a mid 4-figure investment, financial investment. So if you already know that Mastering Your Spiritual Money Game is for you and that you want in on this course and you've been looking at my Ouroboros program, you definitely want to get in on this drawing and this opportunity drawing to possibly win the full Ouroboros program. So I'm going to drop you the link for Mastering Your Spiritual Money Game. And it gets better because of Miss Beth Neely. I said I was never discounting anything ever again, and she caught me off guard on a live stream the other day and asked if there was an early bird rate for Mastering Your Spiritual Money Game, and I was like, well, no. I mean, I guess, yeah. And so we did do an early bird rate, which is also available till Sunday. It's $111 off. You can enter code EBMoney to save $111 off, and there is a payment plan available as well. EB Money at checkout to save $111 off the course. So there you have it. Mastering Your Spiritual Money Game, opportunity to win the full Ouroboros program, and yeah, and you can save $111 off, which makes it only $444 for that full program that we talked about, which is amazing. I guarantee this is never going to happen again. Like, that's not going to catch me off guard again, because I was like, I'm not discounting things anymore. I'll add more value, but I'm not discounting things. And so I did it because I've been doing it so much in the past. So you've got one last chance to actually save, to have a coupon code, right? Because we're not going to be doing it anymore. So there you go. Save $111 off. Yeah, I think that's it. I think that's all I got. So If you have questions about Ouroboros, there is no lead page for that. You have to reach out to me directly, private message me. I'd love to talk to you about Ouroboros. Or you've got the lead page there to go ahead and do the damn thing and be one of the people entered in to win that full program this weekend if you purchase your Mastering Your Spiritual Money Game by Sunday. And I think that's it. So have an amazing day, morning, evening, wherever you are in the world as you are watching this live stream or you are watching the replay. Mwah.